Right, so it's my last weekend in Dubai in the UAE. On Monday, I fly home after nearly 4 months away. This has been an amazing adventure getting to work with Emirates Nature on the Connect with Nature campaign. And tomorrow morning we're heading off to Abu Dhabi, and then midday we're heading into the desert, which will be my last desert trip, but it's going to be an amazing camping adventure. And I just checked my Stargazer app, and supposedly we'll be in for some amazing Milky Way stuff at just the right time. The moon will set just as the Milky Way rises, so we could be in for some awesome photo opportunities. Hoping to do some time lapses, but I'm vlogging right now on the 8-16mm Fuji lens, and in my first impressions video I had a lot of people commenting asking if I could show how it performs with Astro. When I first got to Dubai, it was far from Milky Way season because the core would never rise at night. But now the core will rise at 2 AM, parallel with the horizon, which I've never seen before, just as the moon sets, so it should be really, really good. I don't know how much I'll get to vlog because it will be a working shoot, but I will be getting up before everyone else to do some Milky Way stuff. So hopefully, if the weather is good and if we get the time, I'll be able to show you some exciting stuff next. Although, to be fair, if nothing exciting happens, you wouldn't be seeing this now, I wouldn't have made a video. So, let's see what did happen. Okay, so we're in the desert. I know it's completely dark right now. The drive over was quite concerning. I've never seen weather like this in the UAE before. It was stormy and windy and raining. We were driving through the desert and it was raining, and it meant it did not look good for stars tonight. However, now that we've set up camp, the sky has cleared above us. I'm looking to the east where the Milky Way will be rising, and there is still a band of cloud in the way, but we're still... It's 9:45 now, so 15 minutes to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Still 4 and a bit hours out from Milky Way rising, so I should really be sleeping right now. So up at 2 to shoot the Milky Way, let's hope, and then 4 o'clock start to the day's activities. So I'll keep you posted. Oh, and quickly, just to show you what I can see right now, I'll take some just very wide shots just to show you where I'm sitting right now and exactly what I'm looking at. So I am a lucky bastard. I was shooting a time lapse just to check where the Milky Way was. Got the right location, but early on just
the clouds came in, it wasn't good, and I think there was so much sand in the air as well, it just was not clear. It's strange being somewhere so dark with so many stars but just no clarity. It was quite strange, so I assume it was the wind and the sand in the air. But this morning, well, 2 hours later when we woke up to pack up camp, the clouds had all gone, and literally half an hour before the sun starts to rise, not like rise, but the ambient light that comes in the sky, I managed to get one shot with the Milky Way in the foreground. I'm so lucky. But yeah, it's a pretty rough night. Sand kept blowing in everywhere. Everything is covered in sand, the lenses, cameras, everything.
So I'm so happy with that shot. I can't believe it worked out. Partly because the foreground worked, and that's so hard to get right doing nighttime Milky Way Astro shots, because the Milky Way is always in one place, and so you have that one angle to work with and nothing else. There's no way around it. And it happened to be that the ripples on the dune were going in the right angle so I could light them, and the fact that I did light them in one go, just with a quick flash of my phone light, and it worked, the fact that that all happened in one go, that's why I was so lucky that it all came together to get the right shot, and I can't believe it actually happened. But the question still remains, how does the 8-16mm handle Astro? From this experience, I would say very well. The fact that you get enough width to have a huge amount of the night sky and foreground is a huge deal. Obviously the 60mm 1.4 being a 1.4, it's so much easier to shoot with at night, it's just not wide enough. So the 12mm Samyang f2 is always the hero of the story. It's a great width and it's fast at f2, but it's not quite wide enough if you have to do a landscape orientation image. Particularly if you're doing video and time lapses, you have to do that, and being able to go to 8mm is amazing. And not only that, but the 8-16mm is an 8-16, so you get that choice. You can be a bit tighter if you want more focus on the sky or less foreground or whatever you want to do. However, it's f2.8, and I was surprised at how much I had to compensate for that. What I should have done as a real test is also do a shot at 16mm, and that'll be the next test. I'll do a lens shootout for Astro. So the 12mm, 16mm, 8-16. That'll be a really interesting comparison, because there are the finer details that you can see, particularly in the corners where you get some sort of refractive elements, which is interesting, and the 35mm is notorious for that. I'll show you an example now. So let's have a look at the 8-16 shot a bit tighter and see how that compares.
This is one of the exposures from the 8-16mm, and if we go into the middle, you can see it's pretty detailed, pretty crisp. There's that bright spot, so I should mention this bright spot here, this excessively bright star, is not a star. That is, I think it was Jupiter at the time, and that explains why I had difficulty shooting earlier. It wasn't sand in the air, it's that I was getting light pollution from a planet in the sky, which blows my mind, but same principle as if the moon is up, you don't see the stars as bright. I'm getting an object much closer to me than all of the stars shining light back at us, so that's why it was a bit trickier. But anyway, it looks great in the middle, and now let's just take a look at the edge. And so at the edge, obviously, we've got more sense of the stars moving because of the extreme edges. That's just what happens. Now let's check out the 12mm. So this isn't an entirely scientific test because they're completely different places. They are completely different times of year. The shot I'm about to show you from the 12mm in Dorset didn't have Jupiter in the way, so just take these observations with a pinch of salt. So we'll check out the middle, and it looks good. It's pretty sharp, pretty detailed. Let's just check out that edge. Okay, so here we go. So here you can really see these refractive elements coming in again. It's like the 35mm, nowhere near as bad as the 35mm. You can see that the stars go into this sort of triangle shape, and no matter how in focus the image can be, these always turn up. And so when we compare that with the 8-16, you can see why the 8-16 is a pro level lens. It does not get any sign of that at 8mm, where it would be even more vulnerable, so that is very impressive. However, when you compare them side by side, Can you tell the difference? Probably not. And here's the real thing about this image that's fascinating. So yes, obviously the 8-16 was suffering from Jupiter being in the way, but the 8-16, this shot was a 25-second exposure. The 12mm is 10 seconds. That is crazy. So if you are shooting a time lapse, being able to take a photo in less than half the time as the other lens is mental. That means you're going to get so many more frames. That's a huge, huge difference. And also, with the refractive elements in the corners, when you see an image this size on Instagram, can you tell? No. So, really worrying about it. I mean, we were going into 100% earlier. We were properly pixel peeping. That's only worth doing if you're considering printing your images. And even then, I don't mind this effect that much. It's only in the corners. It's not that big a deal. But when you see it small, like on Instagram or YouTube, honestly, I can't tell the difference. So, is the 8-16 good for Milky Way shots? I still think yes, simply because that width is amazing. Obviously, it's less convenient being in a f2.8 rather than f2, but it's an awesome lens, and I'm really excited to shoot more with it when Jupiter's not in the way, and that will be a fairer test. But you can still see the kind of image I can get from it. I think this is still quite indicative, especially looking at the corners and just the detail you get in the middle. So yeah, I am impressed, and I'm very excited to keep playing with it, especially just because of that width. It gives me so many options, and that is exciting. So thank you so much for watching. I know it's a bit of a weird video. It started with me in Dubai, and then I was in the Abu Dhabi desert, and now I'm back in the UK. I've just been on the move a lot lately. I'm trying to get these videos out when I can, and I'm really excited to share a lot more with you. So please do subscribe if you like this, and comment below if you have any questions. I'd love to talk about this stuff. And if you'd like to see a video of me explaining how I edit my Milky Way shots, I'll happily do that, but I think there's so many out there already, I don't think that many people will be interested. So let me know in the comments if you'd like that kind of thing, and otherwise, see you in the next video.